أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all Muslims and all the children of Adam and Eve all over the world. I send the greetings of the best greetings, which is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be on you and us all. I just wanted to add my 2 cents and share my opinion regarding the controversy of the um, subject matter that our Sheikh, our Fadilati Sheikh, our Fadilati Sheikh Abdul Wasi Atayese Jaqmal from Ilorin, regarding his preaching when he mentioned that women who wash their husband's clothes in washing machine, their children will not have barakah, blessings of Allah. Even though he had retracted that statement and pray that all our children will have will have barakah and blessings from Almighty Allah. But I felt that he retracted the curse, because that is curse in Yoruba language and even in Islam. It's a curse that the children of women who use washing machine to wash their husband's clothes will not prosper. They will not be blessed, period. So he retracted that and prayed for all the children. However, I believe that he still has the impression and the belief system that women must wash their husband's clothes with washing machine. They must not. They must use their hands. And he said we should go and search for the what they call delil in Arabic, which is the proof from the Prophet saying, direct saying that women who do that, their children will never, it shall never be well with them. First of all, the Prophet does not curse like that, carelessly or aimlessly. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the only times that he curses people are the unbelievers and those who were persecuting him and things like that. But the Islam that we understand, that we know, even though we are not clerics, we are not alfas, we are not sheikhs, we are ordinary Muslims, ordinary serious Muslims who are trying our best to be good Muslims, to earn Allah's favors, to earn Allah's pleasure. So when people make such statements, it is not encouraging for anyone, period. Not to talk of Muslims who are striving to do the best that they can. So even though I am not a sheikh, I'm not a scholar, I'm just an ordinary Muslim. I happen to have lived in Saudi Arabia for 8 years. My father was a diplomat, and we lived in Jeddah. Later, he was posted to another country, Trinidad and Tobago. So I and my sister remained in Saudi Arabia. So I even got married there and had a child there. And so that's how I ended up living there for 8 good years. And during those 8 years, I interacted very, very, very well with the Saudis, the non-Saudis, all the Arabs. Had lots and lots of friends. A place where I lived for 8 years, you must know that I must have interacted with people there. Using washing machine at that time, so this was 1978. I was there from 1978 to 1986 when I went back to Nigeria and did my NYSC. As a student, I and my late husband at the time, we had a washing machine. We didn't have the dryer because we were not financially buoyant. We were students, we were living as students, but we had a washing machine just like many people did. And the washing machine at that time had a wringer. So after you finish washing the clothes, you will put each cloth into the wringer, and it will wring it, and you get it on the other side, and then we go and spread it out. Maybe the more affluent and the rich Saudis and the non-Saudi, the Arabs and the expatriates, maybe they had dryer at the time, but we didn't. We still had to hang them up. The reason why I'm just telling this story is that that is the cradle of Islam. It was, even then, it was common for all students to be able to afford a washing machine with the wringer. So my reference is to the Quran, to Allah, his statement that said that he does not want, Allah does not want difficulties for us. In reference to people fasting, if you are sick or you are traveling, you are excused from fasting. But when you get to your destination, you should make up those fasts. That's in Surah to Baqarah, which is chapter 2, verse 185. Verse 185, Allah intends to provide ease for people and not create hardship. You know? So, there are so many references in the Quran. Surah Ma'idah also, verse 6, also mentioned not wanting hardship for people. And then there's another surah, Surah 94, verse 5. I had to do research. I had to search for this information that our Sheikh is stating that you must wash your husband's clothes with your hands. No, Allah, we are Muslims. Women are Muslims just as men are. Al-Muslimin wal-Muslimat. Al-Qanitin wal-Qanitat. As-Salihin wal-Salihat. And so on and so forth. So Allah, when he refers to Muslims and he wants to make it inclusive, he will say the male gender and then the female gender. And everyone is responsible for their souls. So, washing your husband's clothes, doing house chores. Traditionally, even in African culture, traditionally women, that's the job of women, and men will go and fend and fend for the livelihood. They will go out and work and bring take care of the family. But these days, both men and women are working. Yet, when women are still doing the house chores, that is fine. Nobody is saying that women should not do house chores. But if there are easier ways to do it, why not? Why should we have put excessive, unnecessary hardship on ourselves? There is no need. Allah Himself does not want, hardship on us. And He says, if when you are going through hardship, innama ba'dal usri yusra. When there's hardship, there will be ease. He will bring ease. So Allah is bringing ease, easier to, because even if you are a housekeeper, a housewife, you still have so much to do. And if there are other ways to make things easier, so now we have a blender, we have a stove. We do not have to go to the bush and bring firewood, and go through. Things are easier. The same way with transportation. People have cars now instead of walking on foot. I learned that my great grandfather was one of the people who walked from Nigeria to Mecca for Hajj, and it took him and his cohort 3 years to return home. But now, see how many hours is it before we get on the plane and we're there. So as Allah is allowing is for us, we should utilize them. It does not diminish our barakah, the blessing that we're going to get from Allah, Almighty Allah, for doing those things for our husbands, for keeping the home, taking care of cooking and, cleaning the house, doing all of those things. Yes, you can continue to do that, because everything that we do, we get the blessing from Almighty Allah anyway. Nothing that we do is in vain. So we get the barakah, the blessing from Allah. So that's my 2 cents, and I just want our shuyukh to um, be more loving when they are preaching to us, to be more accommodating, more loving, more encouraging, not to make us feel like women should be really subjugated, and treated as if they're not a full 100% human beings, just as they are. So may Almighty Allah continue to guide us. We accept your apology, ya Sheikh, but we will, appreciate not pouncing on women, because many of these preachings that a lot of our male shuyukh spread in the world is always about men, about men, about men. Please, even in history, Islamic history, there's so much that women did, so much contribution. So we need to incorporate that. Please, you all, for our leaders, we pray that you will incorporate the history and the contribution and the roles of women in Islam. Women used to go to war with the Muslim soldiers, warriors, but we know very little about that, because all we are hearing most of the time is, women should just accept polygamy, 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 polygamy. But what about some other important things that we give women a sense of belonging? So may Almighty Allah guide us right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.